Hello, and welcome back to another episode of A Brit Does Baseball Does podcast, where we're in the season review zone. I'm before we get into the whole thing. I'm joined as not as usual. We've seemed to miss each other quite a lot, but I'm with my co-host Dan. How you doing, Dan?
Good, Cal. And yeah, it is. It has been a little bit of a I don't know what he's two birds passing in the night. I don't know. We've missed each other a few times. So it's good to be back with you, Cal. Excited to be here.
Yeah, man. We felt a bit bad. Gaz has done, I think we counted 7 billion podcasts in a row, give or
Wow.
take. So he's on for a world record. It's
Yep,
him
that's
and
it.
Joe Rogan is the only competition for him now. But no,
Who?
we
No, I'm
well,
kidding.
so some
Just
bald
kidding.
nerd, who cares? But we are doing a season review on the Baltimore Orioles, and usually we'd have a guest, but we thought, why? Why? When we could just ask Dan. And so today's guest is Dan. We're gonna give him full license for hopefully just under an hour to just we're gonna rev the engine and just let him go. And I'll ask him some vaguely prompting questions. But before we get into that, how are you? How you doing?
I'm good. I got my haircut. I don't know about any other man out there. Sometimes when you get that haircut on a Friday, you just feels
Hmm.
good, look good, feel good, hopefully talk good. No, I got a card show tomorrow, so it's a mess behind me. I'm gonna talk about cardboard tomorrow for about 7 hours. I'm excited. It'll be great. And then we're going Christmas caroling with my family. So from the neighborhood, it's gonna be cold, but
Do you guys do you have like harmonies planned out and stuff?
yeah, the practice session never fully came together, but we'll probably do that an hour before. I'm gonna leave the harmonies up to my brother. I'm more of a I got the deep voice in the family. I'm somehow the tallest, so I
All
just
right.
do that. I guess it is still harmony, the low harmony, but right, not what people are thinking. Very
Yeah, like the contra harmony, just
yeah,
the bass line just going down, just doing the tuba dum boom
yeah.
boom boom, doing that shit. Hell yeah.
Playing the guitar in the cold though. I need to get those little fingerless gloves. The
Oh yeah,
yeah,
get the what is it? The pigeon lady in Home Alone. I feel that's the first
exactly,
person that comes to mind.
exactly.
Piers Morgan. Just admit it. You were in that movie. It's fine.
I will say last year when we did it, there was there's one German family like on our block, and they were the only ones who gave us like drinks. So we got some like mulled wine from them. So
Sick.
yeah.
I can't.
So
So is it common? Like I don't. You
no,
get
we're the
carolers
only ones who do it.
occasionally, yeah, but
My parents started doing it last year, and now it's a tradition. I say unfortunately, but no, it's awesome. So anyone out there who's thinking about Christmas caroling, do it.
go spread
More,
some cheer. I
that's
dare
right.
you. What are you, a little bitch? Go spread some festive cheer.
Absolutely. And I challenge Crocodile Death Trap. Maybe have a little pop up Christmas show.
Well, I mean, we as of recording, we played last night, and there was some heavy talk of a Christmas cover, but
Okay,
I
needs to
just felt
happen.
like I couldn't do any of them justice. Because if you're gonna do a Christmas song, you've got to do it really well. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's cheap and it's a bit it's everyone's uncomfortable and everyone's tired of Christmas music already. It's December 12th, and if I hear "Step Into Christmas" one more time, I might hurt myself. So if you're gonna do it live, you've got to do it well. And we
You
ran
gotta put
through
your
it.
heart in it.
Yeah, you got to put your heart in it and also be a decent enough singer. And neither of those things are happening. So we covered a song from a band that I used to be in because the singer and our old manager, they both came down. So I was like, it would be funny if I like cover that we did this set was just an in joke essentially, just hyping it up. Oh, we're gonna do a cover now, and everyone's like, oh, maybe it's a song I know. No, it's a song no one knows. But it was good fun. Yeah, go spread some festive cheer, bitch. So let's get into it.
Do
If
it.
this is your first episode, welcome. We like to play a couple of games. We don't take ourselves too seriously. We don't follow too much of a strict routine, but there are two games that we like to play, and the first um, it's Boo's hot takes, where Gary's dog Boo, who is on annual leave, she's been working incredibly hard over the season.
Yeah.
She deserves a break, bless her. Gives us
She's looking a little thin too, Gaz. You need to feed that dog.
it's because she's not at the desk, kind of writing down all these hot takes. She's finally able to get out, go for a run.
I thought maybe she's so stressed out by all the hot takes she just wasn't eating.
But no, so what we like to do to tie it in with the whole, being British thing, is that we like to rank the takes on the Nando's heat scale, which, if you've never been to the fine Portuguese establishment, extra hot, mild, lemon herb, fucking cheese, whatever's at the bottom.
Wait,
and then
they're Portuguese? I've been telling everybody it's South African chicken.
No, well, it doesn't matter.
I don't know.
They're it's from some colonizing situations,
right?
Sure.
It's English, but it's like something else on the menu. It's like you just pretend it's something. Anyway, it's delicious chicken. We'll leave
They
it at that.
got a great soundtrack. And then if there's anything else, like anything super outrageous, we go Perry Tamer, Bukayo Osaka limited edition barbecue situation. You know what I mean? So, as Dan is the guest, I'll present to you three of the steamiest takes I could conjure from all corners of the internet. If you think of the internet, of course, as having corners.
From all the colonies.
Exactly. So the first one, all Orioles based as well, if that wasn't quite clear. So the first one, the Baltimore Orioles need to debuild and get older for any chance of success.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. The jersey. I'm rocking a Drewski style because it's not so much. It doesn't matter who's on the front of the jersey. It matters the name on the back. Is that what I said? I disagree. I think that sorry. Let me do the take right. I just talked about people not understanding. I would say this is one of the hottest takes. My mouth is burning, Cal. I'm not going to quite go Perry Tamer because I understand. I think where they're coming from. I'm not totally head in the clouds. We're in the same universe. Older is dangerous. Okay. Older is dangerous. Cal, you're in your prime, right? How old are you? About like 24, 25?
Unfortunately, I'm 26 years old, so I'm past my prime now.
No, you're right there, right? I'm 30. Would I give me $100 million contract? I'm not sure, right? I think you can get so much talent and so much value out of some young guys. Do I need to say the name, right? Some Kobe Mayos, some Dylan Beavers, some Samuel Basayo. Give these guys a chance before, we go all in on the old, blow it all up, trade them all for the old guys, right? For example, Scooble. Everyone wants Scooble.
Yeah.
That's a 1-year rental. You're going to have to pay him anyway.
Well, is it not that Scooble, they won't accept a trade if the team isn't, like, they're essentially agreeing the long-term deal ahead of time.
Okay.
Like, I think that's part of what's holding up some of the trade talks.
I can see that.
They don't want it to be a 1-year rental. He has to go there.
Right. Well, in that case, if we can lock him in with the deal and it's not a Corbin Burns situation, very cool with that. I do think on the position player side, let's leave pitching alone for a second. I wanted Schwarber. I picked Schwarber in my, the Orioles dream lineup, and everyone said that's ridiculous. The Orioles are not going to spend $150 million on a 30-year-old. And then we signed Pete Alonso, which I think we have 4 first basemen now, essentially. So that seems like a bit much. Would have rather had a Schwarber who everyone said he couldn't play left field, but damn it, let's throw him out there and see what happens.
Why not?
Why not? We had Tyler O'Neill out there. I mean, hey, it's I would say a little bit of veteran experience and a little bit of older guys. I'm so down for, but the fact that we said trade the farm for him, oh man, I can't have that sauce. That is too spicy.
Okay, that's understandable. I think I agree. There's an element of I would like to see a little bit more star power and some bigger names maybe, but only 1 or 2. Just for the experience sake, really, and the tutelage of the younger guys. Maybe a couple guys that have, gone quite far in the playoffs, so that when we'll speak it into existence, when the Orioles get there, it's not completely overwhelming for a bunch of teenagers, So I think it's pretty hot, although it's bearable. I'm sweating, but I'm finishing my plate. No, I'm saying.
I'm leaving that aside. That's bubble gut sauce right there. That's gonna hurt.
The second hot take, which leads on from the previous one, is that as much as we spoke about, the team doesn't need to get older, and they would now have four first basemen. Pete Alonso is the perfect fit for the Baltimore Orioles.
I mean, what is it? What is it? Lemon garlic?
I think I said cheese earlier.
Garlic parmesan, whatever it is. Yeah, a milk sauce. This is mild. Maybe I'm basing off my MLB The Show franchise, but when I brought in Pete, I mean, it works very well. He's going to hit 40 to 50 home runs if my MLB The Show predictions are correct. The problem is that, right, it's not so much Pete. Like, Pete fits on any team, I think. He's the best first baseman on every team but the Dodgers, right? I mean, I don't know another one where I'm definitely not taking Bryce Harper over him, so don't even say that.
I'd maybe go Vladdy over Pete.
Fair. Okay, fair.
But
I want it, but that's fair.
They're very similar.
Yeah. And then if Aaron Judge decided to play first base, I'd be like, you know what? Sure, buddy. It's just the fact that, like, I do think Mountcastle is due for a bounce back year. It's just that the Orioles are probably not the right fit. I think Mayo could be a great third baseman still. I think he showed so much promise at first base, was improving every single game, working with the coaches, just being a sponge. And then now, like, Pete Alonso is in there for $155 million. Great fit. But, like, with the Orioles, it does create this logjam situation that on paper it doesn't matter. But, like, mentally for these guys, it's gotta play something in the clubhouse, or, unfortunately for me, emotionally speaking, a trade is going to happen.
Right, which would be a shame, and maybe not the trade that should happen. So we'll get onto that in just a second. I agree. I think it's pretty mild. Pete Alonso's great. I think 150 million is not a ridiculous price for him either.
No.
It seems pretty. It's not overwhelming. It's not underwhelming. It's just, I'm whelmed. I was like, yeah, that's about right.
And taking, like, the Orioles jersey off for a second, I mean, what's going on with the Mets? I mean, last year, why didn't you just give him this deal? That would have been the chance that he probably would have taken a 5-year 100. You probably could have got another year out of him. You probably would have signed a 5-year 150. And you're like, no, short-term deal. I'm David Stearns. I'm building it my way. I got the $1 billion Cohen bucks. Now look, he's on the O's. You lost Edwin Diaz. You lost Pete. I mean, it just seems to me, were the Mets not willing to give him 160? And if not, why?
He's pretty phenomenal. I'm okay. He's not maybe the best defensively. He's pretty good. He's better than Devers. I'll give him.
He can't run. I get it. He can't run. Okay,
but he's worth the money in home runs alone. Surely. Like, there's not many 60 home run hitters in the league.
Or even just like, it's a 3-3 game, right? Like, bottom of the 8th. You got a runner on third, one out. Like, who do you want to bat? Like, Pete Alonso's hitting a deep pop fly. Like, he's getting that runner home. Or he's smashing a single 116 miles per hour, right? Like, I can't think of more just RBI hitters, clutch guys. He's everything that Rafael Devers should be, right, Cal?
Should be. He's got to choose the appropriate amount of bubble gum, and only bitches out in press conferences, so that's fine. Yeah, no, it's pretty mild. Pete Alonso is great. This is a good signing for a good team. It's great. I'm excited about it. He didn't end up on the Dodgers, so that's a bonus. So, number 3 in the hot take sphere, we're talking about trades. The hot take here is keep Adley, trade Basayo.
Oh God, Perry Tamer out of the wazoo. Adley Rutschman's a fantastic player. Switch hitting catcher. We talk about defensively completely sound, right? Blocking, throws to second, pop time, arm strength, everything you need from a catcher, he has it. Leave the defensive side alone. Basayo does probably have him beat on the arm strength, but I think that's it. And that's just because he's bigger. He's like 6'5", and they have his weight listed at 180. That man is not less than 220. So he's got him beat on the size, but defensively, Rutschman wins that. That's one factor. Before we talk about offensively, the second factor, I'll say the third factor real quick is obviously the contract. Let's not ignore that they got Basayo in a long-term deal for less than $100 million. Mike Elias, you took advantage of a kid. Good for you. Basayo's getting paid, but that was an insane deal. You're not getting that out of most top prospects. With that kind of leads Rutschman as, does he get extended or is he going to be an arbitration catcher? I think for this year, you have to keep Rutschman. You cannot trust Basayo back there. But to trade Basayo, you're talking about a guy who could hit 50 home runs on this, less than $100 million deal. I'll give you a little bit of Rutschman stats. He did have a fantastic year, a WAR of 1.9, right? 90 games played. Injuries started to creep up. 40 walks, 57 strikeouts, a batting average of 220, 9 home runs, 2 triples, that's amazing, and 16 doubles. A down year. You'd say it's a down year for Adley. I'd be very, very hesitant to go all in on Adley in the future, if I'm being honest with you. I think he's a perfect guy to have, and it sounds bad to possibly platoon with Basayo if Basayo starts crushing it early in the year. But trade Basayo. Good God, man.
Could only keep one. Who are you keeping?
Basayo.
Fair, yeah, that's understandable. I would too, but that's largely because I want Adley on the Giants. I love him. I think he's great.
Okay, Patrick Bailey or Adley, you only get one.
At the moment, Adley. Patrick Bailey is the best defensive catcher, but you win games by scoring runs.
You have to. Could you DH for your catcher? Get a bunch of pitchers that can hit.
No.
We're getting a little too silly this podcast, maybe. Yeah.
I'm not against it. I think Logan Webb was the last pitcher to hit a home run before pitchers didn't have, before the DH became
that's
standard.
awesome.
Is rad. You can go watch it. It's incredible. He cannot run. But yeah, it's a pretty spicy take. As great as Adley is and a leader for the team and, can be excellent on both sides of the ball. There's just too much upside with Basayo. Like you said, he's got the longer term deal and maybe, it would be nice to get something back for Adley rather than just letting him go. But ultimately for Basayo to be great, you need a platoon of Basayo and Adley for a year. But
I'm sure Adley was going to love that, not getting a long-term deal into platoon with a 20, 21-year-old. But hey, it's baseball.
Gets to DH though, maybe. So
yeah. And actually his numbers hitting were way better as DHing versus catching. So maybe he's open to DHing more. In terms of him needing a long-term deal and his agent, I bet they probably are not as keen on that. But who knows? Maybe not everyone loves money as much as me.
I was interested in the possibility of what about Adley at first, and then
make it 5 first basemen.
Yeah, why not? Put Pete Alonso in center field and see what happens. Runs and not for your team.
A lot of triples. A lot. It's like that should have been a single. How do you get on third? Hey, Javi. But then again, 8 years ago, now it definitely won't happen. But who would have thought Javi Baez would be running around in the outfield?
Not me. Anyway, that's the hot takes done. A decent mixture, I think. We got a little bit more balance in there. Let's not fuck around.
Not
Dan, how was it? How was the season? What happened?
It was terrible. What really sucked was the hope, right? We talk about hope a lot. and it's a dangerous thing. It's amazing. I think it's what makes baseball so great is that like you just never. It's so many games. There's so many opportunities for it. You just got essentially pick and choose your moments. I like to tell people don't get too high, you won't get too low, but fucking enjoy it. Let your emotions shine. Off rip, it was terrible. Right, the beginning of the season was terrible.
Bad.
But then I had the hope again when we bring up the prospects. Oh, could we maybe, we fired Brandon Hyde. We have a new manager. I'm getting to see all these guys that I've been talking about endlessly, Beavers, Basayo. And Kobe Mayo did bat 300 in the month of September. But yes, he did struggle early on. But this hope came back. And again, no playoff berth for the Orioles. And we got to see the AL East frontrunner we all saw coming, the Blue Jays, advanced to the World Series. It stung a little bit. I was obviously happy it wasn't the Yankees, but to see the Red Sox make the playoffs, to see the Yankees make the playoffs, to see the Blue Jays go as far as they did, it was like, wow, something's missing here. And it was the team that won the AL East last year. I know a lot of people said disappointment as the word to define the season. But I mean, how could you not for the Orioles in 2025?
Yeah, no, it was there was a lot of expectation, I think, going into the year that it just never really got going. It was I felt like even in August, I was like, all right, so if the Orioles like actually won a game yet, like what's happening? Like they just didn't seem to exist. Like fucking Ellie De La Cruz on Twitter is just wasn't there. I just wasn't being force fed highlights of Gunnar Henderson. And
yeah, he finished strong. But talk about I think we leaned on. I'm glad you said Gunnar Henderson because he started so slow, and then it was just kind of like, well, then who else is going to pick up the slack? And no one did, right? And then Adley got hurt, and then it was like, well, now we trade all these veteran pieces, O'Hearn, Ramon Laureano, that we brought in to win a world. We just is just. I feel bad for Orioles fans. I mean, it was a disappointment, and now we're going to try again next year. I'm not going to give away. We talked about Pete, so yes, we are happy. But just looking back at 2025 and putting myself back in that moment of October, a little bit of a sour taste in the mouth. And you do question Mike Elias a bit. Like, hey, man, if you don't start winning, how long are they going to keep letting them do this?
Yeah, absolutely. Which areas do you think it went wrong the most? Like which part of the team kind of let you down most as a fan?
I think hitting, is streaky. So for me, it was probably pitching. And if I got to pin it on one guy, which I can now because he's not an Oriole, is Grayson Rodriguez. Because there was always this idea that he's going to be the ace. It ended up being the guy Trevor Rogers, who I had to listen to Orioles fans bash for the past 2 years. And he did a typical baseball thing, which is he's 24 years old. He relearned his stuff in AAA, came back up and had, I think, the second best ERA in baseball, if not the best ERA in baseball, around a 2. And he ended up being our ace. So I think it was just what our expectations were for pitching. All those guys we thought were going to be the studs. Bradish got hurt. Grayson Rodriguez stunk and then got hurt. Sorry, that was last year. This year, I don't think he even pitched. Got hurt in spring training. We just had no pitching, no bullpen. It's cool Trevor Rogers showed, but the Orioles got signs of pitching. Ranger Suarez is available as of our recording. We got to bring in some pitching. And it was one of those times where you can't win a game when you let up, what was it, 28 runs to the Reds? We let up. It was a football score.
Yeah, that wasn't fun to witness, and I wasn't even particularly invested. It's just one of the scores you see and you go, oh, I'm not even happy for the other team. I'm like, that sucks for the Orioles. That's damaging to their mental health. I hope they get a day off after that. That's you should go to the beach or something. But no, I mean, but it couldn't have all been bad. So what parts of the season did you find were promising? Like what got you excited a little bit more?
No, great question. I think it was Dylan Beavers will be the star of this team because he came in, batted near 300, was one of our better players. And this is a guy who wasn't even the top 100 prospects. Now he is, but he just grinded all through minor leagues, 6'5", right? Bats for average. Excuse me, has the power, but he's not, a super power guy. I think these young dudes coming up and kind of proving themselves, again, it's going to matter what they do in 2026, but that was the bright spot. I would have liked it to be on the pitching side as well. Brandon Young finished with like an ERA of a 7. Great young pitcher who I enjoyed at Norfolk, who hasn't quite put together in the majors. Cade Povich, the Catholic curveballer, great lefty, super nice guy. If anyone else is meeting his DMs, I'm telling you, you're answering to me. No more of it. Super nice guy. Just again, ERA is a lot higher than it should be. I want all the young guys to do well. It doesn't always work like that. So when I do see a lot of these young guys come out and play super well, Dylan Beavers, hopefully Samuel Basayo, hopefully Kobe Mayo next year, then I'll be happy. But if I had to put one golden star on a guy, for me, it was the Beef Show.
Okay, was there any moment in particular that you look back over the season and you're like, yeah, that was the moment where I was like, maybe it isn't all bad.
Yes. Yoshinobu Yamamoto had a no-hitter going against the Baltimore Orioles. I hope it wasn't a perfect game. I believe it was just a no-hitter. I don't think it was a perfect game, but it could have been. He was on 2 strikes, 2 outs to Jackson Holiday, and what does he do? Smacks a fucking home run. That was just when, like, it doesn't matter. We can lose the rest of the games. No-hitter for Yamamoto. I love it. I have a lot of baseball friends in Japan, but this is America. It was just like, fuck yeah, Jackson. we invented baseball. It's our game. I know Ohtani's the best player in the world. I know you guys are going to win the World Series, but today it's about the Orioles and Jackson Holiday. So I got to have that, and that was awesome.
So as a Jackson Holiday enjoyer and a Smurf hater, I rewatched that inning so many times. I woke up to the news of it and was like, no fucking way. There's no chance that this has happened. I was watching it and then I rewinded and watched it again just to make sure that it was real, that what I had seen. And then I think I sent it to about 70 people.
Yeah. Same.
It's just like, you have to see this. This is the best day of my life. It's not even the Giants. I'm just so happy that this has happened. But no, that's smashing. So overall, you'd say the word for the season is disappointing. But is there any other kind of final thoughts for 2024 before we look into, or 25 even, before we look into 2026?
Yeah, I guess the final thought would just be, I don't know. It's sort of like being a Giants fan, you kind of get stuck in the ways. It's almost like, I don't think the Orioles are cursed. I'm not going the Bambino curse, but it was like, we kind of keep doing the same things, high expectations, win the AL East, disappointment, low year. I hope this isn't a cycle. I would say I'm a little bit not only disappointed, but hesitant for the future. I shouldn't be. We just got the best first baseman in baseball. But I think there's a little bit of hesitancy among Orioles fans. Like, we've seen this too many times.
Right. Okay. Well, that's fair enough. And we'll take a break just now. And when we're back, we're gonna have a look forward to 2026 and make a couple outlandish predictions. Probably. We haven't planned it, but it'll likely happen. And then we'll finish off with a little game. We'll see you shortly. Hello, welcome back. It's been about 15 minutes for us. It's been about 2 seconds for you, and that will never not be weird to me. We're talking Orioles with what's your sports thing?
Sportsman Dan.
Yeah, Sportsman Dan. There you go.
Do you guys want some baseball cards or kickers or tight ends? Specialize in that. But yeah, Instagram.
Why kickers and tight ends?
Everybody does I was a kicker, so I like kickers. And then I think all my friends were tight ends. Like my best friend, Big Country, was a tight end. And then I just think it's like they're just big goons. You can catch the ball. It's just fun. And I like to think I like Travis Kelce, super overrated, nowhere near the best tight end in football. Just letting it be known. So I whatever. I'm an amateur tight end expert, I guess. I don't know why.
That's now that's a Nando's hot take. I'm
He
a
sucks.
George Kittle fan, but
He was
Travis
good.
Kelce's. We got to look at the legacy, dude. You can't.
Yeah.
He's not the best tight end now,
No.
but like 5 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, Gronk. I like. Yeah. Also, Kittle. He was great, but the greasy hair. I never.
Oh, that's because he's better than you, so don't worry
Oh.
about it. So
He just
we're
cut the hair.
no, he looks cooler with the long Viking shit. I love
Bro,
him. That man can do
bro.
no wrong. Literally no wrong in
Or just
my eyes.
wash it, dude. I don't know. It's so greasy.
He is. He's just sweating because he's working hard and he's pulling up for his team. Damn God, he's got like a halo and like children's cartoon tattoos. He's fucking great. I love that
He
man.
was he
Anyway,
was he was great 5 years ago. Anyway.
show your whore mouth. So we're looking forward to 2026. I guess what's the feeling? Are you scared? Are you excited? Like, what's the overall feeling for the Orioles going forward here?
I think you tell a little scared and a little excited. Maybe 50-50 of both. Let's we're not going to beat around the bush. The Pete Alonso signing is the second largest contract in Orioles history. It's a big deal, and I think it gives a lot of excitement about what the future holds. Talked about pitching. I expect either a signing or a trade for pitching, and that's where I get a little scared because I don't want to see us deplete the farm totally. I do think depth is extremely important. I love Jordan Westberg. He gets hurt. I love Adley when he's healthy. Even sort of, I hate to say it, but Gunnar and Jackson, any guy can go down at any time. That's baseball. So keep the depth. Let's sign some more guys. And I'm excited for the future. I think I do it every year, but given what we have right now, if you look at our lineup on paper, why not contend for a World Series?
Yeah, no, I hear that, and like you said, I think that the temptation to blow it all up, go get two phenomenal arms and another massive star power bat is, like you could afford to. It could like you could go get the World Series this year. You go pay for it, do what they did. Um, but it's not just about winning this World Series. It's about winning the World Series in 2-3 years time as well, right? So, but it's also you want the depth. So maybe another infielder coming in could be a good thing to give Gunnar and Jackson a little bit of a break every now and then. Not everyone can play every game all the time. So
They
yeah,
should. They should though.
they
But
should.
no,
But
100. I think Jeremiah Jackson could be that guy for us. But right, if they end up trading him for pitching, then yes, we would have to bring in someone else. Or like, yeah, we're stacked on first base, but okay, well, if you trade Kobe Mayo and Mountcastle, and then Pete goes down with an injury, well, now what? Right? I keep the depth. That's where I'm at. Maybe some trades. Just be like the Dodgers. Just spend all the money, keep everybody. That's not typically what the Orioles do, so it's probably foolish for me to think that. Also, yeah, if you spend all this money and go all in, the Dodgers still got Edwin Diaz, right? They still are improving on an already fantastic team. Is that enough to even beat them? I guess the point is for us, we shouldn't worry about the Dodgers. We should just win the AL. And with two big arms on this team, we can absolutely win the AL East.
The Blue Jays have improved, and I think they will continue to, well, on paper, improve.
Yeah.
And I think they'll continue to do so. The Yankees are never, as awful as they are, they're never awful. Like they're always
Yeah.
going to be a playoff team, really.
And something's
Red
brewing
Sox,
out there too.
yeah, like the Red Sox are still good. Like it's a scary, scary division. And that's maybe what holds the Orioles back the most is that unfortunately they have really good competition. Personally, no one asked what I thought, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I think that Pete Alonso is great, perfect. Go out and get a starting pitcher from free agency and leave it. maybe a trade for someone that's, maybe has a couple of years and you're not giving up too much. Someone that's middle of the rotation would be fine. Because you can always get better, but
I want Joe Ryan from the Twins personally. Really
that
want Joe
would
Ryan.
be really cool. Is what he's the only player they didn't trade? Is that
Yeah,
Joe?
I think so. It's just him in Minnesota, or maybe Logan Webb. But I don't know if y'all are going to give him up. I
I
want him.
think if the Orioles offered everyone and their stadium and their advertising money for the next 20 years, I think they'd think about it.
What about Adley Rutschman and Ryan Mountcastle?
Okay. What about no?
Yeah.
Yeah. And anyway, this isn't. We could have made this a whole orange and black podcast where we just throw out awful trades at each other and
I didn't
decline.
think that was awful.
Our-
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win for the guys that want to retire right now. They're not they're not playing in San Francisco, that's for sure. But is there any, aside from Joe Ryan, like of the guys that are out there right now, like was it Framber Valdez? He's out there now.
Yeah. I wouldn't be against it. The guy I like from the Astros actually is that Hunter Brown, but I don't think he's going to be available. I'm really against the Scoot. The big one, obviously, is Scooble. Apparently available. I know the Yankees are interested. I know the Dodgers are interested. I would not give up the farm for Scooble unless we talked about briefly earlier. We do know there's going to be a long-term contract involved, which I'm also worried about because then you're going to pay him. Then he's definitely getting hurt. If you get him and don't have the guaranteed contract, make him prove it. Cy Young. Little mental game there. But no, I'm holding off on Scooble. Framber Valdez would be great. A big lefty would be great, right? I'd love a Sanchez, something like that. Even like no one's talked about Carlos Rodon. He might not be available because it's the Yankees, but that would be something.
He's been good the last few years. He left San Francisco and I stopped caring. Like, is he all right still?
Yeah, he was real bad, and then he just like all of a sudden became good again. I guess he remembered how to pitch. I don't know, but no, last year he was like a top 10 pitcher somehow.
Wow.
Yeah, like a 3 ERA. But that's like probably unlikely. The real one I would like to see is a Joe Ryan, a Mackenzie Gore from the Nats, maybe. Again, it really just depends what you're giving up. I don't want to see Beavers traded, and I don't want to see Kobe Mayo traded. Obviously, Basayo's off limits. So then that leaves what? Jeremiah Jackson, who again, like I love all these young guys. Maybe we go a little deeper. A Judd Fabian doesn't have that value. Enrique Bradfield Jr. It's foolish to think we can keep all these young guys, but it's almost like stocks. You never know which one's going to blow up and be great. I see the Mets do it all the time with Drew Gilbert, Pete Crow Armstrong. Sometimes it's not great to trade the farm for a guy now. If we're gonna do it, I think it has to be one of those names we mentioned. If it's someone that we have not talked about, I'm going to be a little bit worried.
That's fair. So who, in terms of the starting rotation for the first week of the season, assuming everybody's fit, who do you want to see kind of get the nod there?
Trevor Rogers. I think he's earned it. Big lefty. Like I said, he was without a doubt statistically our ace last year. But right behind him we have Kyle Bradish, who when healthy, fantastic. He just didn't pitch last year, which I think would be a benefit because you think he's going to be, there's going to be no wear and tear in that arm going into 2026. So a Rogers being our ace with Kyle Bradish right behind him, I'm pretty confident in that. I think we're going to need a good number 3. Let's go sign one of these Japanese studs, in my opinion. Amei, I believe his name is Amai. I don't know. Dean Kramer at that third spot, I think, is a little weak. We're gonna need to bolster that rotation. But I'm confident in Rogers or Bradish being the ace.
That's fine. That's exciting. And like you said, with a lot of the fans not being super sold on him the last few years, and then kind of really proving a point. Yeah. Dude, baseball is a romantic sport. It's emotion first. I don't care what Farhan Zaidi will try and tell you. It's all about emotions, and there's no statistical analysis involved whatsoever. The guy played well. Give him the opportunity to keep it going. Really, right?
Right. And everybody was talking about that Stowers Norby trade for Rodgers was so dumb. The Orioles got fleeced. And it was like, this is a 24-year-old pitcher. Yeah, he had like at one point he had like a 7 ERA in AAA. So everyone was like, he's but like it's again speaking to how hard this game is, the longevity of it. Everyone goes through slumps. 162 games in a season. I get we're all emotional, right? But it was like, hey, maybe we don't know it all as fans. And I loved everyone. No one saw this coming. I was like, I did. Trevor Rogers is dope. Super nice guy. He's one of those dudes too. Like he was signing autographs after a Tides game, and some guy was like, "You forget how big some of these guys are." And I was like, "This 6'6" pitcher? No, I never like these guys are professional. No one says that after football games. No one says it after basketball games. I feel like baseball, like, wow, you forget how big these guys are. Like, oh, professional athletes? Like,
no, they're huge.
Right. These guys are monsters. Give them a break. They're doing their best.
No, that's it. So, well, yeah. It's good. I feel like the overall feeling is cautious optimism is what we're going with here, where there's a lot to look forward to, but there's been a lot to look forward to for like 3-4 years now, and I'm starting to not look forward to it quite as much as I was last year, perhaps. But Pete Alonso coming in, oh, I'm stoked about it. So
I'm ready to be hurt again.
hurt me, I love it. So whereabouts we've been trying to do like a final win total over under. Whereabouts do you think the O's will fail? Also, sorry, just to the angle you're at now, that's the freshest fucking fade I've ever seen with you. But yeah, dude, give your barber a handshake from me. That's phenomenal work.
Dude.
If you're not watching on YouTube or wherever this is now, do it just to witness that's gorgeous. Sorry.
I'll give credit. It's one of those ones I finally I moved to Norfolk about 2 years ago. I finally found like a repeat barber. Like, oh, I'm coming back to you. It's this lady. Never judge a book by its cover. She ends up being like a bluegrass musician, like a little bit of an older lady, and we just connected and gave me the freshest fade. Gemp Barbers, go check them out if you're in Norfolk. As for Sierra, she's fantastic.
We'll promote them even if they don't sponsor us, just from that fade alone. Anyway, sorry, we were saying throughout all the other episodes, we try to do like an over under like win projection for your team. Whereabouts do you have the Orioles going this year?
I'm gonna be cautious here. I'm gonna put them at 119 wins.
Okay, I take the under, but yeah, if you want.
119. Because given we already spent on Pete, so we're gonna spend another 200 million and get a couple pitchers. We're gonna keep Kobe Mayo. We're gonna keep Beavers. We're gonna keep Basayo. Unfortunately, we might trade Mountcastle, but we'll get. Let's have fun here. We'll get Mackenzie Gore from Mountcastle, and everything's gonna go swimmingly. It's a Friday. That's all. I'm feeling. I got the joy in me. I'm going Christmas caroling tomorrow. Why not? 119 wins.
I'm excited for Gaz to make the graphic we do one for all of the teams, and it's all pretty reasonable. Like kind of like 82, like maybe 85, and then 119, and we're taking the under.
Well, 118 and a half. Can I get you over on that?
115, and you might sell me.
Okay, I take 115. That might be a little bit more in the ballpark.
A little bit, but you never know, because someone has to get hurt at some point, so you have to lose at least one game when they're.
You said someone. I mean, baseball trends, right? You need 10 starting pitchers, right? Because you're gonna lose 5.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna lose at least all 5, and then you need 5 to somehow rotate back in there, and then by the end of the year, hopefully a few come back.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And then it's but the thing is, it's 115 wins, but no World Series still. Everyone wins first 115 round. Still.
Yeah. Lose to the what would hurt the most? Let me think. Oh, wait, aren't the White Sox AL?
I don't care.
I don't know.
Probably.
I think so. That's crazy. Yeah, lose to the White Sox in the first round of the playoffs.
What about the A's? They're an AL team, aren't they?
Or what about like the Angels?
Oh.
Just some team just overperforms and gets hot. Anyway, I don't even want to put that on us, but if we get hot at the right time, I think an amazing thing could happen for the Orioles in October, given a healthy pitching staff.
I just feel like they've just got to start hot and then not completely freeze. Just got to hit the ground running and everything will be fine. But anyway, thank you for your professional insight and optimism as always. Let's finish with a game. Hey, so if this is your first time watching the show, welcome. We love you. Thank you. We like to play a game of start, bench, cut. If you can't figure out what the premise of this game is, then go back to your 4th grade teacher and sit in those classes again. So we like to do one baseball related, one non-baseball related. Dan, as you are the guest, I have prepared all 6 potential answers for you. We'll start. You want to start with baseball and then we'll end stupid?
Let's do it.
Okay. So, Dan, who works with boats,
Yes.
your baseball start boat cut is Basayo Mayo Beavers. Start one,
no.
cut one.
Oh man.
Baseball's an emotional sport, and
this
game proves it more than anything. Every single response is always, really?
Right, it's like take off my bias hat. I was like, oh, that's impossible. It's just ingrained throughout my body. It's not possible. I've been a little emotionally not distraught, but it was like with the Alonso signing, I was like, am I going to watch Kobe Mayo play in a different uniform? Am I ready to do that? So I think I have to start Kobe Mayo. I got to stay true to myself. I think there's unreal power potential, really, unbiased. I've never seen a man hit piss missiles like him. Like the home runs that are just lofty Babe Ruth, and then he'll just smack one that thing had a line drive trajectory all the way 420 feet in the left field. Like that is something. I don't know if I've seen a lot of guys do it like that over and over and over and over again. So I think he's going to start doing that at the major league level, given the at-bats.
Wow.
I'm going to bench Dylan Beavers. I think he has so much potential. And the fact that we talk about 5 tools. I mean, he has the speed. He has the arm. He's a little ADHD in the outfield, which is fun sometimes, but he can't really play center because he's just not quite sure where it's going. Corner outfield is fantastic. He's Kyle Tucker 2.0, but faster. I mean, he really just finds a way to get on base. The power isn't quite Tucker-esque, but man, I could see him being a 300 hitter in the major leagues, which would lead me to cut Basayo, which is an insane thing to say, and I can't believe you're getting me to say that, Cal.
I'm gonna put it and set it as my ringtone.
As much as I love Basayo, and I do think he's going to be a great player, there are question marks on blocking behind the dish, the defensive side. Will he have to switch off catcher and be a first baseman? Will he have to be DH? I don't think he's as positionally secure, but probably as positionally secure as Kobe Mayo now that I say that. Regardless, Basayo strikes out a lot. He loves chasing pitches into the dirt. I think he'll figure it out, but it is a question mark still on his game that he's got to cut down those strikeouts.
Right, you are. That's awfully insightful. Would you like some slightly less insightful responses to that same question?
Yeah.
I'm starting Beavers because it's the funniest name. Yeah. I'm benching Mayo because it's the second funniest name. Basayo does not have a very funny name, so he's getting cut. Hell yeah. Dylan Beavers.
Fair, yeah.
Hardly know her. Right. Let's get into the real conversation here. Dan, you're a fellow musician, are you not?
I am.
You're a fellow 6-string Phantom Demons player.
Not even just fellow singer-songwriter as yourself. I guess we can rock star, whatever you want to call it. Hey, I think there's something to playing music, but I think there's something else to kind of writing your own music and putting your heart and soul into it, and then going out to the world and saying, hey, here's my shit. I hope you like it. So I think we share that bond a little bit. You got to be a little confident. I don't think arrogant, but you got to be a little confident in yourself to do that and put yourself out there like that.
I think the way you get through it, or the way I get through it, is that I convince myself that it's all a joke, and the audience is just in on it. And so you just go play this character of yourself, and it's very similar to the person you are, but everyone knows it's a joke, so I don't feel stressed out about it. Anyway, this is a guitar related question.
Okay.
And it's not massively your wheelhouse. I know you're more of an autistic guitar kind of guy, but we're talking electric guitars. So we're going. I did a little substitution because I'm not a huge Les Paul guy because I have quite a weak back and I just can't play.
Well, I'm not 15 anymore, so I'm not a Gibson Les Paul guy either.
Or a dentist. So
Yeah.
so your start bench cut is the Fender Stratocaster, the Fender Telecaster, and the Gibson SG.
All right, yeah, not 15 anymore. Love ACDC, but we're cutting the Gibson SG. Gibsons are great guitars if you want a broken headstock. The Gibsons are cool. I love Gibsons. Don't own any. When I did play electric, I did own a Telecaster, and I think Telecasters are the greatest electric ever made, other than maybe the D'Angelico, right, with a big semi hollow body D'Angelico.
That's rogue. Okay. Wow.
I got one of those too. Yeah. I don't play it nearly. I probably haven't played that guitar in about a year. So now that I say that, I feel guilty. That's why we collect baseball cards and not guitars, Cal. They take up much less room. We had to switch.
I can't. No, I'm collecting guitars. Sorry, I have like 12 baseball cards, and I love them. But maybe I'll get like 2 a year or something.
So no, I'm gonna start the Telecaster. Our lead guitarist for our band, he plays an American-made Fender Strat. So I'll bench that. That is a clean guitar. Fender makes some beautiful, beautiful guitars. And I think for the Telecaster and the Strat, you really can't go wrong for the money. So great question, but yeah, this is you can throw that Gibson in the trash.
So okay, so here's where I can actually contribute for the first time in 52 minutes. If this was an Epiphone SG, I think it would be getting started because it's a lot of the same issues, but you don't have the $2,000 price tag associated with it. So in a way, it almost doesn't matter as much if things go a little bit wrong. It's a shame, but that's all right. Things happen. Whereas if that had happened to so an American standard Gibson SG, you're crying. You're never financially recovering from fixing that headstock, and it will break again.
It's gonna snap.
I would, if this was just off of vibes and how much I love the guitar, the SG would be getting started because it looks like the fucking devil, bro. It's sick, and and they sound awesome too. But the Telly is the king of guitars, really. Um, it's on just about every song you've ever listened to and thought that guitar sounds great. Stairway to Heaven, famous Les Paul player Jimmy Page. No, that's a Telecaster that he's playing. They just sound great. However, the Telly's getting benched, the SG's getting cut, the Strat is superior. They're more comfy. They make a little bit more sense to me. My kind of number one guitar is a custom shop Strat I bought when I was like 17, I think, with inheritance money that was definitely meant for a car or a mortgage or something. And it's perfect. Go check out if you haven't looked at any of Biffy Clyro's live stuff. That's a single coil Strat, but it sounds massive, and he's got loads of them. It's the perfect guitar. The Telecaster may be the king, but I'm not really a fan of the Royals. So the Strat's getting started, the Telly's getting benched, and the coolest guitar to ever exist, the SG, is getting cut for its headstock issues. There you go. That was two and a
Almost
half
agreed.
minutes.
No, that was great. Yeah, it's funny. I messed around a lot on electric early on, and then we've gone back and forth. But I would say the most fun I had was playing, you know, a little rock and roll at some shitty little dive bar in Blacksburg, Virginia. Probably not even Thursday. Probably wasn't even a weekend, but right, just like we want a band to play loud music, and we went up there and did that. And that's like, I mean, I'm not going to compare myself to the Beatles, right? The Beatles went and played their shit in Germany at just these bars when they were like 17, 18 or something like that. That was like kind of I learned my chops was just I used to play bass for some gigs, and I had a little distortion pedal for my bass, and that's when I learned you could do that, and it was awesome. So I would say cutting my chops, I learned a lot on electric, but yeah, it is a little more acoustic now. So I'm going to hit you with a. I'm not going to do Taylor Martin for you, but maybe coming up here soon, I'm going to force you to play more acoustic guitar. I think it'll naturally happen as you get older.
Maybe. I think living in an apartment again. I've got one of these, which is all blurred out, but it's kind of semi hollow, so you can rip it unplugged and hear it just fine. So I think I don't know. You see the Fender Acoustasonics where they look like an electric guitar, but they're
Those are
kind
very
of
cool.
acoustic. I think I'd probably lean more to that because I can't get my head around. Well, not my head, but more my hand around.
I was about to say, you get that thin little fretboard. Yeah, I know. And then you're like, what is this?
It's weird. But electrics are significantly more comfortable. So if I can get the acoustic sound out of an electric guitar, then maybe. But
so if I'm hearing it correctly, you're saying acoustic guitar is harder and therefore more superior.
They're harder to play. They're less cool. Like jazz is hard to play. It sucks.
It's funny. I took my guitar to get set up, and it was my beat up Martin, and the guy was like, "Oh, like the fretboard's real worn down." He's like, "Do you play a lot of jazz?" I was like, "No, never. I wish." I was like, "A lot of G, D, and C, man," but no.
No, I just play all the time. To be fair, jazz doesn't suck. It's just not as good as fucking ripping it.
Jazz is awesome. I wish I could play it.
Yeah, it's largely a bitterness thing.
I know that whenever I try to play jazz stuff, I tried to play jazz drums one time, and I got like the little jazz circle. I just got like it's like, oh, whatever I'm doing isn't good, huh?
Yeah, you think you can just do the boom. You think you can just do that, and they're like, no, there's nuance to this, and you're like, no, there fucking isn't. Get off.
We're in 7/5. You're in 4/10. It's like I did it. Okay.
Who cares? You're over exaggerating. You're overcompensating for not having a love life. Anyway, this has been a wonderful episode talking about the Baltimore Orioles and nothing else. I've had a lovely time. Dan, have you had a good time?
Fantastic. I couldn't think of a better way to start off my weekend.
Hell yeah. I'm stoked to hear it. Well, I don't know when this is going out, but I hope you had a lovely weekend, and I hope your next weekend is just as good also. I've been Cal. That's Din Ban. Why not? And and this has been the Brit Does Baseball Does podcast podcast. Fuck it, whatever. I'm tired. It's late. Have a good weekend. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening.